Welcome to Business Class, a podcast for people wanting to upgrade their thinking, upgrade their learning, and upgrade their life. I'm your host, Eugenia Panterhos, founder of Business Class Collective, best-selling author, and life coach. If you're an entrepreneur, a startup, or someone who dreams of reaching their full potential, then you're in the right place. You'll feel empowered and inspired to design the life you've always wanted. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the show. I hope that you're well and you've had a wonderful week. I've got a little bit of a raspy throat, so just bear with me as I share this week's story. So I was on a walk yesterday and it got me thinking, and I wanted to share what my thoughts were. So I've been thinking about the glass ceiling that women face in their careers. I'm thinking about women who feel they don't have the opportunity or confidence to step into being the best version of themselves. I'm thinking that historically women did not have a place at the table or the right to vote or to enter the workforce or remain in the workforce after they were married. I'm thinking about the women who did work to keep the economy and their family going when their husbands were serving their country. They were the backbone of society at the time. There's a saying that goes, you can't step into the same river twice. I know we've come a long way since those early times, and I'm grateful for the era that I was born into. I'm thankful for my opportunities and my challenges as they have shaped me to become the woman I am today. I appreciate the fact that I have a special space at the table, and if not, that I have the skills to build my own metaphorical table. When I was a young girl, I remember watching a film titled His Girl Friday. It was a 1940s film, a comedy starring Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell. Cary Grant plays Walter Burns, a newspaper editor, and Rosalind Russell as his ex-wife Hildy, who is a top reporter and about to marry Bruce, a very bland insurance salesman, who offers her a quiet life in the country where they can have their family. Hildy is a professional, intelligent and ambitious woman. And this is the 1940s. Walter Burns, being the former husband, decides he must sabotage these plans, and he entitles the reluctant Hildy, his ex-wife, to cover one more story. The reason for their divorce in the first place is that Walter is married to the job. He even cancelled their honeymoon so that he could go and get the scoop to cover a mine accident. Hildy, like many women before her, many women after her, finds herself in a love triangle between her fiancé, who wants her to be a feminine wife, and her ex-husband, who is her editor and wants her to continue working with him. A theme throughout the movie is the choice of career versus remarrying. Hildy can either give up her job to settle down with Bruce or rejoin the exciting world of hotshot reporting. When Hildy is in Walter's office with her fiancé, she's wearing a striking striped dress and hat, very stylish, very chic, and very feminine, and expresses that her fiancé Bruce treats her like a woman. The clothes she's wearing in this scene show who she wants to be, a wife and a mother with a family and a man to take care of her. When she decides to write the story for Walter, she puts her feminine attire aside and instead is dressed in a plain striped jacket and hat that appear more masculine, symbolizing her return to the workplace. You see, Hildy is a successful career woman in a male-dominated field of journalism and is highly respected by her male co-workers, all of whom treat her as one of the boys. Her choice of gendered language reveals the conflict in her mind. She can stay in New York and be a newspaper man or move to the countryside and be a woman. Oh, what a choice. It's a dilemma women have found themselves in, especially as they navigate work and parenthood. But I also realise it was not that long ago, in fact the early 60s, that women couldn't remain in the workforce after they were married. So 20 years after this film was made, the societal norm remained the same, to choose between marriage and work. So you may be asking, why am I bringing this topic up? Well, firstly, that I'm glad we've graduated past these choices and dilemmas, and to serve as a reminder that as modern women, we have much better choices and opportunities than those before us. Let's not lose sight of that. However, women still experience wearing multiple hats, as in being an employee or business owner, and then being the woman in the home, and teetering between those roles like an agile acrobat or an exhausted tightrope walker, precariously trying to balance the commitments in her life. Barriers still exist. Some women are finding it difficult to make their mark, to be valued in their jobs, or to re-enter the workforce altogether. Others are putting their dreams on hold. And then there are the women who have the full support of their partners, and some are lucky enough to get adequate help and support from extended family too. Just last week, my daughter and I attended the musical 9 to 5. I was taken back down memory lane with the derogatory one-liners about women. I won't mention them here. I entered the workforce in 1979, and I remember those cigar-smoking men sitting on reclining executive chairs with their arms folded behind their head in that familiar male power pose. I also remember one particular manager who went head over heels when his chair collapsed all the way back to the floor. I had to really control myself and refrain from bursting out laughing. It really was a sight to see the power pose diminished right before my eyes and to see him scrambling to readjust himself. I also remember being locked in an office by a predator, and thankfully someone ascended the stairs and I was able to remove myself. My mind was racing to find the strategic moves I had learnt at Shaolin Kung Fu on how to break a grip and buy valuable time to get away. Luckily, I didn't need to, and I was able to escape. I'm happy to say there were severe consequences for this person's inappropriate behaviour. 9 to 5 brought back some memories. I was a young woman eager to learn, and I identified for that, and having received promotions and pay rises. My confidence and self-belief grew bit by bit, and my voice and views began to matter. I had a seat at the boardroom table, but I also know just how rare this was for someone at my age and at that time. I kind of feel it's not just the glass ceiling that needs to be addressed, but for the modern woman, it's other barriers that need removing. The barriers to advancement are about education, awareness, insights, storytelling, practical workbooks and exercises, accountability, and having the opportunity to learn online in your own time. In a world that now seems crowded with experts, all declaring they have the magic formula, just simply sign up for 3 simple installments of about $10,000 each or more. I'm here to tell you that learning from someone with invaluable experience teamed with a formal education and qualification is where you'll find the inspiration as well as the strategic direction. At Business Class Collective, I'm committed to helping women and men to reach their potential. I want to do things differently. I want to do things that celebrate you and also empower you with the knowledge that you need to succeed. You'll feel inspired by the podcast. You'll learn and grow through the e-course. The events will leave you with a renewed belief in yourself, and you'll come away with an action plan. If you haven't already, tune into my podcast. That's the first step. You'll hear interviews with some interesting people, their amazing stories, and they'll share their stories and their strategies that will get you thinking and discovering how to live your best life. My podcasts aren't too lengthy, but they are impactful, and that has been done by design. I value your time, I value my time, but also, importantly, I want to share information that you can apply into your life at any time. So, subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And if you do love what I bring you, then please share with someone that you think needs to hear it. And also, can I ask that you rate and review my podcast? That's how more people will learn about it. In the meantime, join my mailing list. You'll get to learn about events, giveaways, and launches, and any other perks that I might be bringing to you. I'm here for you. So don't delay, be part of this amazing community, and let's break down the barriers to whatever your heart desires, whether it's a promotion, backing yourself in a new business, or the motivation and inspiration that comes from being part of something bigger. Until next time. You've been listening to Business Class presented by Eugenia Panterhoff, founder of Business Class Collective. If you haven't yet, go to Apple Podcast, subscribe, rate and review this podcast. Share the love and let your family and friends know too. You can follow Business Class Collective on Instagram and Facebook. Join me next time.